So it is Sunday, March the 16th, 2005. It's just around 54 degrees at the moment. Our high should be around 58 today. And thankfully, the weather forecast predicting that this should be the last weekend for winter. After the 20th will be the start of spring. So it is amazing how the news cycle can flow from one situation to another. Last week, I should say the better part of last week, we were dealing with keeping up with the Mohammeds. But I dare say this week, we're going to be dealing with Melissa Ann Atwell or Melissa Holder. That seems to be the top trending topic right now in Guyana, in the United States. So most of you by now would have heard that Melissa was removed from New York and sent to Louisiana, the Richwood Correction Center. I was on jury duty last Thursday morning. I was in the jury room with my fellow jurors on a case. And as we were taking a break, I pulled out my phone and I started scanning my phone, and I saw on Gordon Mosley's page this thing about Melissa being detained. So I must say I was a bit, I was shocked. And when I saw it, Gordon Mosley, I said, this has to be true. Some people apparently got it first from Guyanese Critic's page, and they were not having none of it. But I said to myself, once I saw it on Gordon Mosley's page, that was it. I would like to caution a lot of you, especially the senior folks, don't be carried away by all the hype. Just wait to see what is going to happen. Right now, there's a GoFundMe page for her. I don't know if she's going to make an appearance in court this week, but do not be carried away by all the hype. Most of us don't know the real reason why she was arrested. As they said, it's a sealed indictment. So just wait and see what is the results of this. I myself went to that ICE page, type in the word Richwood Correction Center, and I was able to see for myself, when I type in her name, I was able to see for myself that she was detained. So whatever comes out in terms of the reasons, I'm going to go right back on that same page to confirm. Sometimes it's not good to follow all the hype. If you have the skills like me, you go yourself and do your own investigation. You have certain social media influencers saying, no, it's not true. And some of these same social media people are now saying, okay, you can donate money on this GoFundMe page. You know, when I was in Guyana, December, January, a very good friend of mine, in fact, he was the person that brought me into the Ron Berkeley Club. I went to see if he was still in Guyana, and I learned that he was in Florida. And his cousin, who was living living on his property, she hooked me up to my friend who was living in Florida. So I said, look, when I get back to America, I'm going to phone you. So when I got back into the United States, one of the first things he asked me, remember he's in Florida, a former PPP diehard, and because of what he saw, he doesn't want anything to do with politics. So he said to me, Roy, is your immigration status okay? I say, yes, man, I'm a United States citizen. He says, very good, because to this guy, Trump, a lot of stuff they're going to be doing with ICE in terms of your immigration status. So I said, look, I'm okay, I'm a citizen. So that's something I wanted to drop. Also, the Guyanese Critic seems to be back in the country. I saw him live. The man is very happy. And all seems to be going in his direction. So I hope he pays some attention to that pump station. So let's wait and see what's going to happen this week in terms of Ice and Melissa and Hola.
Now critics out here tagging the US Embassy, but he is being haunted. Who exactly is he being haunted by? He's being haunted, and he mentioned my name and how his lawyers going to be taking our name to the US Embassy, and if anything happens to him and his family, the US critics, what is going to happen to you and your family? But it's not it's trick. He came up here and he has been trying, right, to move to the US in an attempt to live here now because he want to run away from all the amount of people that he owe back in Guyana. So he's looking for asylum, but in order to get that asylum, or in order for them to give him that working visa that he's trying to get, because he's portraying himself as a journalist, as though he's a journalist and he wants to move to the US and he wants to work in the US, telling the people that he he wants to work with ICE. He wants to be the reporter and the journalist when ICE is going around to deport people back home to Guyana. He wants to be there on the scene, and he wants to video it, and he wants to, take back. Critics, America is not Guyana. You understand? No task force, no ICE task force is going to work with you. And it don't matter how much you tag the mayor of New York in your posts and in your morning show, and it don't matter how much, them people don't know you, critics. They don't know you. They don't care about you. You're not even a credible journalist. Not to mention that there are several reports here in the US for you for aggravated assault. And if you ever come to the US again, I will be filing a civil suit as well. Because here's the thing, critics. Here's the thing I try to do. You don't ever see me coming on this live and threatening on my live and threatening anybody, telling them, oh, I can do this and I can do that. I don't do that. I live in the US and I know how the US how the law works here and how they take things seriously. You can't come to New York. You've been threatening me in Guyana, and that's okay. I can't get you for the threats that you make in Guyana, because then jurisdiction plays a part when we do go to court. Your lawyer is going to say, oh, but he was in Guyana when he said this and it's a different law. But that is why I waited until you come here to the US and you threaten me on video. I would have downloaded all those videos. I would have saved them. I've downloaded all your texts with you telling me, oh, you and ICE coming by me Wednesday. Every single thing that you would have said while you were in the US. You also claim that I am a credit card. I just do credit card fraud. I'm a criminal and all these things. But here's the good thing, critics. You said all these things while you were on US soil. And that is what I wanted. I was waiting for you to come to the US and say these things while you are on US soil. Not while you're in Guyana. I don't live in Guyana. So I won't take you to court in Guyana, but I will be taking you to court here in the US. There's already several reports for you. And that's why I said, critics, I don't come on this internet and argue with you back and forth and go back and forth, because you're dunce, you're ignorant, and you're stupid. So I don't come here and argue with you on certain things. You don't know how the US works. No task force is going to work with you so that you could go around to see when they're deporting people, when they're picking up people from Guyana and deporting people and all of that. No, but no task force is going to work with you. That's not how it works. The US is not Guyana, critics. The US is not Guyana. Trying to tell the people that work watching him in the morning show, oh, I'm going to be working with the ICE task force. When they come to send people home, I will be there, and I'm going to be video, and I'm going to be bringing it to you live. You're going to be bringing what to who live? Critics, you're nobody. Nobody. Nobody's going to work with you. So yes, you could talk all you want. He want to work with ICE. Listen, I was just sitting there laughing. Like, but he want to work with, but that's what he's pushing. He wants to work with a task force, and he wants to do this, and he wants to do that. And he's cozying up to this administration now that is in power, to the Trump administration, and the mayor of New York posing him and thinking, hoping that he could cut a deal and he could move to the US. But I want you to tell Irfan and tell Jagdeo and tell the minister them that you go home back to get video and recording evidence, because that is what you need. You need credible information. You need to snitch on the government, and you need to give them substance, information of substance that they could use. And if you don't get that, then how are you going to move to the US? Because the US don't work so. They care about you. They want information on the government that you're there close to. So unless you get those video recording evidence to give to them, you're going to stay right in Guyana. And you will pay every single person you owe. You understand? Or you go to jail. Pick your struggle. Or maybe Jagdeo would come to your rescue. I mean, even though you're willing to snitch on them, your friends, to save yourself, because you're in survival mode right now. We see what you're doing. You're tagging the US Embassy, and if anything happened to you, like you life in such danger, critics say nobody want to do you nothing. But it's all a trick. It's all a trick now, so that, you know, people could see that, you know, hopefully he's trying to say, oh, we are haunting, and I'm haunting you. The people that you owe haunting you when the night come, pay them.